p.m. on this 8th day of November 2023. And it's just in time for trending news, where we bring you stories making headlines so far across the country. Of course, top among them is the ongoing, impeachment trial of Meru Governor Kuria Mwangaza, which is currently ongoing at the Senate here in the capital, Nairobi. Now remember, you can watch this particular bulletin live across our YouTube and Facebook pages. Now let's get going. And the Public Service Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria is a man under siege yet again following his remarks on social media regarding the impeachment of Meru Governor Kuria Mwangaza. Now senators led by majority and minority leaders Aaron Cheriot and Edwin Sifuna early morning today, while referring to him as a national embarrassment, reprimanded the former Gatundu South lawmaker, calling for his ouster. However, Senate Speaker Emerson Jeffa Kingi urged the senators to employ the standing orders, as only the National Assembly can move and discuss the dismissal of a cabinet secretary.
I want to register my disappointment in the increasingly unbecoming conduct of Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria, a man who's continually embarrassing the appointing authority and casting serious doubts on the choice ability of none other than His Excellency, the President. Mr. Speaker, sir, that tweet was in bad taste. It paints senators as cheap people who have no cognitive abilities to make interpretation of the matters that are before us.
I don't think that such conduct should just be reprimanded and left at that. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge you that this particular cabinet secretary, who uses social media to disparage the House, to refer to matters before the House, to speak of the House in a manner that is extremely demeaning, that this particular person be summoned to appear before the House and to be summoned to substantiate those claims that he has made.
Moses Kuria is an incorrigible national shame. Mr. Speaker, one of the things that I ask myself is just how much embarrassment does the President have capacity to endure? And I can assure you that if nothing is done about Moses Kuria, there is more embarrassment coming. That one I can guarantee. Mr. Speaker, what is most hurtful is that even after your communication, the CS, who ordinarily should be asleep thinking about how he's going to make the lives of Kenyans better, had the audacity to fire off another tweet on material that was presented before this House.
I implore upon you, honorable senators, to use or to take full advantage of the standing orders to bring sanity to some of these CSs. You have the power under the law, more particularly under standing orders, to deal with the kind of behavior that you're complaining about.
Assembly of Meru are currently examining the governor of Meru, that is Kuria Mwangaza, and her witnesses as the impeachment trial is on its second and final day. Now the senators are expected to take a vote on whether to oust or save her. Let's listen in.
I, Nicholas Kenya Josephat, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Witness, kindly introduce yourself for record purposes.
I am Nicholas Kenya Josephat, others referred to as Kenywa Muna, elected member of County Assembly representing Yakist.
The County Assembly of which county?
Meru County.
Thank you. Mr. Nicholas Kenywa, have you read the motion for impeachment?
Yes, I have.
That is before the Senate?
Exactly.
Have you also had a chance to look at the governor's response that has been filed?
I have also gone through it.
Have you filed an affidavit in support of the response by the governor?
Yes, I have.
Is it the affidavit contained in that response, appearing at page 86 all the way to page 89?
It is.
Do you wish to rely completely on the avowals in that affidavit?
I wish to rely on it.
Thank you. I will ask you very few questions, targeted questions for the purposes of this motion. Being a member of the County Assembly of Meru, you are privy to the political happenings in Meru County. Am I right?
Very right.
It has been said that the governor of Meru has been unable to work with any of the elected leaders, specifically members of county assembly. Is that your position?
It is not my position.
Has the governor been able to work with members of county assembly of Meru?
Exactly after the first impeachment, the governor made peace with majority, if not all, of the members of county assembly, and we have had a good working relationship.
Yesterday, counsel for the county assembly said that that marriage lasted for a few weeks after the first impeachment. Is that the position? And if it's not the position, how long did that harmonious working relationship last?
I can confirm that we have been having a good working relationship with the governor after the first impeachment. It cannot be said that it lasted for a few weeks because it has been so until mid-September when cracks and crises were introduced to the members of county assembly.
You allude to cracks and?
Cracks was...
On to matters of health, and Pumwani Maternity Hospital now says it is ready to launch the Pumwani Mashinani initiative, which is in line with the government's agenda of achieving the universal healthcare for all. Now speaking during a media tour, Dr. Mwangaza'S, the chairperson of the board of management of the facility, said the task force, which was put up by Nairobi County Governor Arthur Johnson Sakaja, has seen a positive change in service delivery in a span of 8 months.
And we've invited you all here today because we have two big milestones for this hospital. One is what we are calling our journey to 100. As we speak today, we are 97 years old, and in 3 years' time, Pumwani will be 100 years old. And this is very monumental for a hospital that was founded 97 years ago, and particularly with the governor's initiative that Nairobi must work. We have been commissioned on an RRI by the governor to ensure that we improve the services in Pumwani Hospital. And our motto really is customer obsession. I'm sure you've heard the governor talk about that, customer obsession. And therefore, what we've done working together as a team is set out various initiatives through which we intend to, one, improve the services that are available in Pumwani, and number two, ensure that the community around us is familiar of what we have to offer in Pumwani, and that we've sensitized them. One, on the capacity of workers we have here. You can see I have a big team, excellent staff, nurses who've worked here for 20 years, 13 years, doctors who've worked here for a really long time and who are so passionate to ensure we get good health outcomes. Our second initiative is known as Pumwani Mashinani. And this is essentially in light of what His Excellency President RUTO launched, essentially bringing health to the community. And so Pumwani shall follow that cue, and we shall be engaging with members of the community starting this week. We'll be offering a medical camp where we'll be offering a wide array of services, targeting our mothers, targeting the women in the community, making sure we are fighting against cervical cancer by offering HPV vaccination, making sure we are fighting against breast cancer by doing breast examinations, making sure we are fighting against diabetes in pregnancy by offering diabetic checks, making sure we are fighting against hypertension in pregnancy by offering services in the field where the community is.
To some tragic news now. A 60-year-old man from Ruri village in Mwea East Sub-County, Kirinyaga County, has died after being buried alive while digging a well. Now, the deceased is said to have been contracted to extend an 80-foot well to increase water supply when he met his untimely death. The villagers joined efforts with the firefighters from the county in retrieving his body, which has been taken to Kibugi Funeral Home awaiting post-mortem. Now, the Council of Governors has retreated for 2 days at the Masai Mara National Reserve to reflect, realign and review the course of devolution after the first year of the third cycle of devolution. Now, the Council of Governors chairperson, that is Anna Mumbi-Wegure, the governor of Kirinyaga, said they will assess the weakness, strengths and opportunities and threats of devolution and take a position on how the council can take matters of devolution forward.
Next to the chair.
I hope we will be able to apologies for
Now, ODM party officials in Siaya County are formulating strategies to counter the UDA party wave in the county, which they say has started infiltrating the region. Led by Southeast Alego Ward MCA Scholastic Kamado, the ODM officials lamented that the UDA agents have started penetrating the area and poaching some of their members.
Parties and politics is about numbers, and we want to expand our numbers as ODM members in Luo Nyanza, and we are a part of it as Southeast Alego in Siaya County. So we are aware of the happenings on the ground, and we agreed that it's a democratic right for any party to go into any region to seek membership. And we are aware that UDA has already infiltrated our area. That's their democratic right. What we are doing is talking to our people and sensitizing them that we as a party, we have a stand. And our stand is to strengthen the economy of this country so that our people can live decent lives. We haven't seen any hope in this new leadership of UDA. What we have been seeing are empty promises. What we have been seeing are castles being built in the air. But in the reality on the ground, we are poorer than we were before the UDA government came in. And that's what we want to expose for who they are. Because right now, the poverty levels in our area, and I'm talking about Southeast Alego, the poverty levels are very high. And the government isn't interested in that. The government instead is interested in recruiting people to their parties. Where are their priorities? And you ask any reasonable person will tell you the priority right now is not in party membership. Priority right now is in turning the economy so that our young people can have job.
I am Margaret Giacoth, women leader of Southeast. I'm proudly saying that we have come out and we will walk door to door, telling our members that in the morning they go out, let them eat everywhere. But in the evening, our house is ODM. We want to tell those people, even if they have money, we are not afraid. Money is not everything. They will bring their money, we will eat. But at long last, we will remain ODM. In this zone, we are ODM, and we are telling them we are ODM. We will not brand ourselves with another name.
Encouraging you to stand with the party all the time. As party officials from the grassroots, we are here also to represent the other members from the grassroots. And we are speaking in one language, that from here, we are going to strengthen the party. We have good strategies on how to encounter the UDA move. Thank you.
Now, that particular story wraps up our bulletin at this particular hour, but remember, we are preparing for you stories making headlines across the country, and of course, top among them is the impeachment of Meru Governor Kuria Mwangaza, with the Senate expected to vote on that particular trial today, as well as this man, Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria has been a man under siege for the entire time ever since he was appointed, despite being transferred to the Ministry of Public Service from the Ministry of Trade. He still has been hitting the headlines. This time round, senators led by the majority and minority leaders in that particular house are calling for his ouster. But the question remains, will he survive? Having in mind that the role of impeaching a cabinet secretary lies with the National Assembly and not the Senate. But do stay with us. Until then, you can visit our website www.lookuptv.co.ke to get, of course, an overview of the stories making headlines not only in the country but as well across the borders. Until then, do have a wonderful evening, and like always, God bless.